Something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, none can contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, full comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squatters or a trash can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. The scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Yeah, my voice is not back. Welcome, softball fam, to the Glue Guys program, show number 22. Yes, my voice is still not even close to back. You can hear it. It's funny. I remember Sobel last week said I sounded like a chipmunk or something. It was probably his connection. This week, no. I got the frog going in the throat, no doubt. I will absolutely tell you how this happened. It was not a collection of the weekend. It was literally one event that happened, and I will tell you that story, although I will warn people now who are involved, keep quiet, because I will be changing the names to protect the innocent. I don't want anyone getting called out for any shenanigans that happened in Vegas. Anyway, good evening. Welcome. You know who I am, especially if you're on Facebook today. If not, my name is Mark. I'm one half of this wonderful program, but the actual technical genius of this program is over here. That is my partner, Mr. Blaze Rock, a.k.a. Mr. Marlos Hill. How are you this fine Wednesday evening, sir?
I am fantastic. It is a fantastic day. Everything is great. Everything is lovely.
The sky is blue.
That's true.
It's the sun is out. Birds
true.
are chirping.
Birds are chirping. Dogs are barking.
I'm just woosah. I'm just in tune with nature today, staying calm and collected, among other things going on. So let's jump right in. Let's take care of the sponsors. Doesn't matter where we start, but we always start with Mickey. Czar Realty. Listen, folks, I just heard today the interest rates are going up. My stepfather, who is not in real estate, but he's very good with money. Bruce, it's working, by the way. Bruce texted me earlier to make sure he did the show my name thing, and it worked.
Right
so thank you,
I
Bruce.
didn't see his message till like right now. So that's
my stepfather, who's
Bruce.
a pocket real estate, I don't even know what to call it, but he's like, do you plan on buying a house in the next 45 days? I said, no. And he said, well, you better. The interest rates are going up. So I called Mickey. I called Mickey Czar. Mick, what the hell is my stepdad talking about? We had a nice conversation about it. So listen, Mickey's been here. He understands the market. It's tough right now. Obviously, inventory's down, but if there's anybody who knows what's going on, it's going to get you the best deal. We tell you every week. Eventually, you might listen to us. Czar Realty. Go see Mickey and his crew. They will help you navigate the shark-infested waters of Arizona and Phoenix Metro real estate. My boy Tedits on Facebook. We're switching between Facebook and Twitch this week. Apparently, Facebook is giving the old anti-Elon Musk, or he's having some issues over there. I know that we talked and we had hoped that maybe Elon would make an offer for Facebook, but we haven't heard anything official. So check him out. He was on Facebook today. He's also on Twitch Tedits Gaming on Twitch, excuse me. Check him out there. Season 3, brand new update for Call of Duty. Apparently Godzilla's coming.
Fuck that game.
Yeah, we're an Apex game family here at the Glue Guys.
Plus,
that's our boy.
Overwatch 2 beta. Overwatch 2 beta. I don't want to hear nothing about no motherfucking Call of Duty. Get that shit up out of here.
Oh, no, I'm Apex. You're Overwatch.
Yeah.
I haven't played Overwatch yet.
Still, yeah.
We got a new season of Apex coming, so we're excited.
Yeah, new character, new legend.
Looks cool. Yes, support character. I like it.
Yes.
And then my friends over at Marty's, John and the crew over at Marty's. John, I got to give Dennis Duran his shout out. Dennis is my my Deep Throat Funko finder.
Yo,
he's my secret weapon.
Pause.
What? I was going like Watergate. What?
Yeah.
Too late? Nobody gets 70s reference?
That's very plausible still. I mean, while I understand the reference, and the reference is somewhat
too
accurate,
obscure.
It's just as lingo changes, then you have to look at the connotation and the usage of that lingo.
All right,
and you go, your deep throat contact,
shit.
yo, like that's I mean, that's a heavy fucking pause, bro. You gotta like low key hit the pause, say the pause, then add a no homo after it right there. That was awkward.
Oh, it was that
See?
awkward.
See, the chat agrees with me.
Yeah, but
All
that's
they heard was
Mickey
deep
don't
throat.
count.
Yo, hey, Chor says the same thing, bro. Look,
Shit. I can't argue with you.
hey,
Damn it.
that's a tribunal right there, bro.
Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dennis it finds things for me that nobody else can find. He's got connects in the internet and the dark web or whatever it is. If it's a Funko, if it's a PS5, if it's a pair of Jordans, I'll never ask him for a pair of Yeezys. But anyway,
Hey,
something that's hard to find.
And then now he's your plug, by the way. Use plug instead of deep throat. He's your plug.
I'm working, trying to get away from it slowly, back away from the comment I made earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he works at Marty's Trophies, who have been hooking us up since the get-go. Supporters since day one. We always got the nice mug behind me. They did our hats. They did we had other thermoses made for the Glue Guys tournament. I look, if you need it, they make it. Bat shelves, you name it. They just took care of our boy Jason Westcott's son, Kaysen. They just refreshed his bag with a shelf. It looks amazing. Speaking of real quick, I want to give a quick plug. They're doing a buy-in for batting gloves for Kaysen. He got picked to go on one of the higher-up U-Trip teams to, I think it's Florida. But they're doing Masami's helping. They're doing a custom batting glove that you can get in on to help support the trip for Kaysen as he continues to chase his baseball dreams. So shout out there to our friends at Photos by Westcott who are always hooking us up. And also Kaysen, man, good job, bro. I hope Fortnite is still fun without the building, but you know, I hear you're playing a lot of show now. So that's good to know we got you out of Fortnite. But Marty's hooking us up. I got the medals. It's amazing. Anything you could possibly need, they have it over there. Go see our friend John over there and Dennis. And Jason's over there doing the laser engraving too. So yeah, get over there, take care of them. And then of course our friends at McDilly, I'm moving stuff just to show you. I was corrected. They're not just washers. They are self-tapping screws. So the screws actually connected to the quote unquote washer and it self-taps into the plastic over the plexi, which by the way, that's the thickest plexi I've ever seen on a shelf. So that's quality work by Kevin over there at McDilly Sports. Doing 15 shelves for his team before they go to Las Vegas the weekend to play in a Spring Worlds tournament. So I'm using that as a cup holder right here because I love the shelf, but it is here. And then we have a new sponsor this week who's getting me the logo, so we'll add it. Who's posting links in the chat? For the glove thing. Duh. Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate that. The link to the buy-in is in the chat right now because Mickey's way quicker than I am. But our new sponsor is working on getting us the logo. We'll have it up next week. But in the meantime,
yeah, I don't know about that. It may not happen next week, but soon.
We'll get it in there. My apologies.
Yeah, we'll get it in there soon. Yeah.
He's busy. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't want to. See, I don't like setting incorrect expectations. So that's why I'm always like.
I know. I set the expectation, even though you're the one who will put the graphic in. So that's probably not fair.
It's all good.
I'll take that back. Take that back. So our boy Jimmy De La Riva over coaching S-Bob and Sahara Solar, man. Listen, summer's coming, right? More sunlight, more time. Why are you going to keep paying SRP or APS if you don't have to? You don't have to. I know a couple people that got solar, man. They love it. They get a bill from like APS for like $6 a month. And then, everything works itself out. That's it. And we all know what the air conditioning bill is going to be starting. I think it was 100 today. It was 101 yesterday. I mean, we all got to pay out now with gas. Now with the gas. So you got to pay more to travel. And then when you get home, you got to pay more to run your air conditioning. Look, you got to look into solar, man. You got to look into solar. Hit our boy Jimmy up. And then kind of a secret reason why I'm happy he's a sponsor on the show. This is kind of the worst kept secret in AZ Senior Softball. But everybody knows when Jimmy's on your team, you win. All right? When Jimmy from S-Bob is on your team, you win. So we wanted him on the team, and now he's on the team. So Jimmy over at Sahara Solar, check it out. What's the worst thing that could happen if you just get some information, right? Just look into it. Get all the proper information to make an educated decision that's best for you and your family. And, geez, if you got a house now, want to preserve the value, God forbid it crashes, You got to stay on top of that. Marcus, I see you. Thank you for coming by, my friend. Appreciate it. Long time no talk. Jeez, I think it was the last time I played with you at Cactus was the last time I saw Marcus. Los, I think.
It's been a minute.
I was like 2 or 3 summers ago, and I almost passed out there. What that's 4 innings?
It was a little hot. Yeah, it was a little hot.
I still got that picture.
Yeah.
Like 4 different towels on my head, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a little warm, dude.
Anyway,
warm, for sure.
That covers our bills. We're going to jump right in, and I kind of want to preface this before we start. Obviously, I was in Vegas last weekend. I got to hang out for the senior softball. Yeah, I'm saying it. SSUSA Spring Worlds. I went.
Yeah, fuck it. We can.
S-Bob was there. There's a bunch of teams from Arizona that did really well. So, Grant's not sanctioned I'm in, but we try to, keep it real. So, I want to give these guys shout out for their performances, all right, because they deserve it. Doesn't matter what sanction they're playing. They played well, man. First and foremost, winning. 40's AAA. Tootie and the underdogs taking it, man. Won the championship. Congratulations, boys. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, man. Also out there playing AAA, Joker's Wild. Saw Gabe and his buddies. And then Amigos taking second in 50s. And it was against Stadium. And Stadium, if you don't know, is a ridiculous 50s team. Just ridiculous. So that's a great run by those guys, Richie and the boys with Amigos. And then S-Bob 40 Majors, they actually beat Fat Boys 50s, who ended up winning the whole thing, but they beat him in pool. So great job by Jimmy and the boys at S-Bob. They felt they were a little undershadowed last show, so I'm trying to even the scales there for those guys. And then I was hanging out with Blue Pill Mafia. We didn't have the weekend we want. Well, they didn't have the weekend they wanted, but always a good time, and I appreciated the invite by those guys hanging out. So the situation that I witnessed, real quick, couple preface things. This is me and me only, my opinion. Nobody said to say anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to even bring it up. They just want to get on to the next game. So I'm going to kind of pose it as David, your turn to hit. I'm going to pose it as, I came into this thinking one way, and then after the Facebook thing just went off the rails, I'm actually backing up a little bit because a lot of people don't agree with my take on it. So I'm going to pose the situation, and then we're going to have a discussion.
Hey, before you do that, you want to?
Oh, Jesus. Yes. We Gucci. Absolutely. We Gucci women's place second. Thank you, whoever that is. And B squared fourth for the women's. I apologize. Facebook user, whoever it was. Thank you for pointing that out. You guys deserve just as much shout outs as the other teams. And I apologize for that. Also, Unfinished Business was out there from Arizona, also playing in the senior women's. So here, I'm just going to put the situation out there. I kind of alluded to it on Facebook, but let me just lay it out and kind of tell you what I thought of it, and then let's start talking about it. So end of the game, we're up big that we flip-flop. So there's a good chance that we're not going to get the bat again. And a guy hit 2 foul. And I made a comment. Hey, he hit 2 foul to the pitcher. Because listen, I'm not going to try to mess around. I was a glorified cheerleader all weekend. I kept the book and just kept the positive vibes up. And I went in knowing I probably wasn't going to play unless there was an emergency. So, you can kill those jokes right now. I'm going to 8-mile that shit and end it before it starts. But I was trying to help give the pitcher, hey, use that to your advantage. I do that when I'm not pitching, doesn't matter where I am. The guy turned around. And I'm pretty certain his intent was to go middle, and he did. And he caught the pitcher right in the gut. Added on to that is they posted that on Instagram later, lighting the pitcher up. It has since been taken down. So I guess somebody felt maybe it went too far or whatever. It's been taken down. My thing, and I was trying to make this clear on my post, was I'm not saying middle's not part of the game. I'm not saying that you don't look to middle when there's no 5-man because that's the open spot in the field. There's a bunch of strategy in it. My problem is with the intent, all right? The other team is not going to get a chance to hit. It's a flip-flop. They're probably not going to get a chance to answer. I got a problem with that. I don't like the intent of going at them in that situation. It's not a close game. It's not Guys know how to hit a ball. You know, I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's me personally. I don't like it. Like I said, middle's part of the game. Pitcher's going to get hit at. I know that all too well. I've been hit at a bunch of times. And no, Dave, I'm not saying the thing about when I got hit in my hand. No, I won't do it. So before you even say anything. So I understand it. I accept it. It's part of the response. When you go out there, you know what's coming. All right? I know a lot of guys were screaming about the net earlier. We're not going there. I don't like the net. I've said it 1,000 times. Don't misconstrue what's going on in that Facebook thread as meaning that suddenly the net's coming out. That's not what it means. I am just trying to say there's a line for me. And during the course of the game, middle's going to get hit. All right? I mean, God, I got hit at in Victory. You know, and then you hit at the guy back and he wants to fight in the parking lot. We've all had that happen if you play League of Victory. Doesn't matter what night. I saw it happen in co-ed. You know, it happens all the time. You know, and that's the other thing. Dom brings up a great point. Sometimes we get hit at and it's not even our fault. Second baseman's running his mouth. Left fielder, a guy on the bench, somebody's wife. It doesn't matter. You know, you don't know what's going to set the other team off. But suddenly I gotta have 2 chest protectors on and you know, 6 arms because they're coming. But I just think there's a line. There's an intent that should not happen. You know, in the course of a game, that's fine. But to purposely set your feet and try to throw a ball back at a guy with the bats that we're using right now. So for you guys playing E's, D's, C's, you know, 220s or 240s with the conference stuff, it's different, man. It's different. The bats are different. I know I caught a couple guys' eyes today when I was talking about like 160 compression. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to my world, gentlemen. I'll see you in 5-10 years, whenever it is you get here. You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about, you know, retaliation. And I made it a point to say, hey, this was unprompted. This was unprompted. There was no middle shot before it. There was no talking. There was nothing. So it was something that batter individually decided he needed to do in that moment. I disagree with it. You know, pitcher gets hit in the course of a game. You're trying to get hit up the middle. Fine. If you're trying to hurt a guy, I got a problem with it. I think that crosses a line. Doesn't matter if he's wearing a helmet or a chest protector. That's a bad look, man. It's a bad look. And that's, you know, that's the point I was trying to make. I thought it was wrong. And
so
that's
one question that I'd ask, because I think that's, I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to argue the point of whether it's a matter of safety, right? And I think everybody's been around the game enough to know that there are some unwritten rules that we all kind of adhere to. There's also the fact that a lot of these dudes just aren't that damn good, right?
yeah, Jason Brennan,
like,
shout out.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say this no matter what, right? What I think is difficult when it comes to hitting middle is everyone starts trying to be the arbiter of intention. Now, just because they put it up on the fucking on Instagram doesn't make it that they were trying to hurt him or anything like that. The one thing I'm gonna say that I believe in my heart of hearts is none of us can really we can't tell his intention. The hitter knows what he wanted to do or tried to do and why. I still find it to be, I mean, yes, we all want to be safe. Yes, for the most part, for the folks who can control the ball a little better, you know, there's situations where it's just not necessary to go middle, or, you know, or if you're going to go middle, go feet, you know, or something that's obvious that, yes, I'm trying to get a hit, but I'm trying to go here, but I'm not necessarily trying to hurt you. On the other hand, though, I mean, I need to say we are playing a dangerous game. And you know, no matter what we like to play or pretend about it, we're all playing a very dangerous game. The third baseman, the first baseman, you know, everybody on the field for the most part is in danger, not as much as the pitcher. Don't get me wrong. You know, and I'm gonna say, Mickey, I honestly disagree with you. As a hitter, if I hit a bullet back up the box and the guy didn't get hurt or anything, if he got a bruise on it, he got a bruise. I'm not here for that. If he got a bruise, he got a bruise. But I know my intention is to hit the ball hard, and whether I hit the third baseman in the leg or the pitcher in the leg doesn't make me any difference because my job is to get on base. Now, at the same time, there's rules to what you're doing, or unwritten rules, and what everybody keeps referencing is unwritten rules. I don't give a shit if you're up 30 points. I don't fucking care if you're up 1. At the end of the day, your job as a hitter is the same. You could use the same logic that, because you're up and and we don't have a chance. I don't give a fuck what chance you got to hit. Like, I don't need to hit middle. If I'm going to hit middle, I don't need to wait and determine whether or not you have another at bat to swing back at my pitcher. I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. And I'm not saying that because I'm not a pitcher. I'm saying it because that's what it is. And a lot of pitchers, whether they want to admit it or not, they want that other team to go stupid and try to overswing and hit the ball back at them because, again, most of them just aren't that good. What I do believe, though, you posted because you posted the same reason you post a bomb. I see people always complaining about why you're only posting bombs. Well, I sent this shot up the middle, so I'll post that too. A lot of the people that that listen to our show or watch our show or play softball, they support John Kings. They support some of the other folks like Rhino, whatever. And I've seen on their pages where they post middle shots. They post balls right back at the pitcher, etc. It's not to glorify injuring the pitcher, which is what kind of pisses me off as a hitter. Like, yes, there's a difference between blowing middle because you're trying to hurt the guy. That's not cool. And I don't think anybody, of right mind is going to say, yeah, let's just go and blow people up and hurt them. No, we're not saying that at all. I know tons of people that I've hit with, or, even the guys that I hit with every week. We practice going middle, not because we want to hurt the pitcher, but because it is a viable location that you should have the control to hit to. Now, yes, everyone's going to start saying, well, if you got control, why go middle? Because I fucking can. The other issue is everybody's saying, oh, well, the pitcher, you don't want to get him hurt. No, you don't want to get him hurt. And that's why I said hitting at a pitcher to hurt him that's not the game. Hitting middle is a part of the game. I know there's people that say
you have to glorify it. Do you have to glorify it?
Difficult. The comment glorifying is difficult to me because if I'm
posting it on a social media thing, that's glorifying.
If I'm posting it and saying it, look at me blow this guy up, I could see people taking offense to that. Me personally, I'm not doing all that. Am I gonna say, hey, I sent this shit back? I might do that. Am I gonna show it as a part of the other swings or whatever I took? I probably would. Why not? I think again, if he's demonstrating a level of malice and he's saying fuck that guy, I'm gonna blow his ass up, like so many people in the chat and watching the show always run their fucking mouths and say they'll do. If he did that and he accomplished his goal and then he posted it up, I mean, shit, he said it, right? He's already told you his intention. But when what I don't want to get comfortable with the idea that I myself, or from my perspective, I can determine the intention of someone else. That's bullshit. And if we start doing that, I mean, and look, dude, there's somebody in the chat that said something that I say, and I say this to Don all the time when we hit. And he says, I'd shoot middle on my mama as long as she got a glove on. Amen. You're on the field, you know what the fuck you got into.
That just means you never got beat by your mother. That's all that means. What?
Hey, look, dude, I tell my mom this. I'll tell my own mom that, right? When I used to play baseball, my mom used to soft toss me, and she'd get to talking, and she'd be like, yeah, I'll pitch, I'll blow one by. No, you will not. I will send it back at you. Do not play with me. Like I said, we have this conversation all the time. I don't like these artificial.
You were provoked.
Yes. I don't like these artificial walls that softball players like to put up. I think it's bullshit. Every time there's another thing you're not supposed to do. You hit back at the pitcher and you're not a pitcher, then fuck you. I hit back where the fuck I need to. And then here's the other thing. Because is it the same when the pitcher snaps you off and starts looking at you and talking shit? Nah. Y'all aren't over there talking about, oh, you shouldn't do that. Now, again, and I made that clear.
I've heard that.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
I've heard that.
When they do that, they're like, oh, you shouldn't talk shit. Then everybody starts getting their ego and they start feeling their nuts. So then they start saying, oh, we got to hit back and all. That's stupid. That's not what I mean. But, again, somebody else in the chat, Jason said, and I'm not disagreeing because this is kind of what I'm getting at. There's a difference between going around the pitcher and at him. Middle is a part of the game. I look at it to be 3 to 4 each side, but at pitcher increases risk of getting hurt and me getting it out. I 100% agree. And
that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at.
But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not going to arbitrarily tell a hitter or myself, that I cannot hit in that space. I won't do that because again, you're making artificial rules that we're supposed to abide by when it's convenient. That to me is bullshit. And then that's kind of where everyone starts ridiculously taking it to, oh, everybody's going to start bringing the net. No, dude. Again, I get it. These balls are, the balls, the bats, the hitters, all that. I get it. The pitcher's at a disadvantage. I absolutely agree. I get it. The pitcher is also wearing basically hockey fucking gear, and he's in a dangerous position, period. I get it. Am I going to deliberately but I'm just saying, as a hitter, am I going to deliberately try to only hit the ball in a certain area so as not to put him in danger or so as not to anger him and his team? No, fuck him, fuck them. We're playing the game. I'm not doing it to hurt him. But at the end of the day, would I fire on a third baseman? Absolutely. Would I fire on a first baseman? Absolutely.
I see what you're talking about, Bruce.
When you get a shortstop, look, when you get a shortstop, you get those shortstops that run up, right? They do this little thing, let me get your attention or whatever. I will fire on him too. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine, again, but if a third baseman's playing where he's supposed to be, there is a difference. It's about 20 feet.
20 feet, yes. I get it. You didn't hear me say, oh, hitting at the pitcher, hitting at the third baseman is the same. What you heard me say is, in essence, as far as the game is being played, it is. Because it's his job to field that ball. That pitcher, it's his job to field that ball. I'm not doing it with intent. My goal is not let me hurt this guy. No different than my goal is not to hurt the third baseman or the first baseman or whoever is on the field. But my job is, and most hitters will agree, my job is to hit the ball hard, one, and two, where someone's not. And yes, there are instances where going middle, not necessarily at the guy's head or at his face, there's instances where going middle is the right move to make, the right ball to hit.
Hey, I hear that. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I put the entire situation out there because it was a factor in why I feel the way I do. And the thing I'm going to add is, listen, a guy's been hitting one way a whole game, right? And if I see him switch his feet up, and look, I've seen it, and I know a lot of other people have, a lot of the time you could tell. You could tell when they're shooting at the pitcher because they're going right down the middle where he's probably going to be standing. If he's jumping 3-4 hole or one, yeah, I get all that. He's putting himself in a position. I get that. All right. But you could tell, I don't know. I can't put a number on it, but you can tell when a guy's going. You can tell
some of those instances where the guy's going middle at a pitcher. Yeah,
I should stop saying middle because you're right. Technically, if you're hitting middle, it's just the same as hitting the third, trying to push. Yes, it's a place to put the ball to get a hit. When you go at a pitcher,
yeah,
okay, of course, sure, you're dancing around throwing fastballs. You love it. There are some guys that don't. Now, granted, if you're scared, stop pitching. I want to get that out of the way right now. If you are scared for a second, get the hell out of there because a helmet and shin guards are not going to help you. All right? You got to get out. And I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying to try to save your life. You catch one in the chest the right way because you hesitated or you got, your fear reflex kicked in that you could die.
It's a dangerous game. Hey,
Let's
you know what? For what it's worth, let me jump back to a comment what a Facebook user made. And Short,
that's what I'm
I know you see me. I know he sees me over here saluting because everything he's saying, dude. That again, I'm gonna jump back to that comment, then I'm gonna come back here. What I'm gonna say is, how would I feel if a team had blown my picture up and it was posted? Would I be mad and want to hit back? I guess that's the problem, right? If I felt like the dude blew my dude up purposely and was trying to injure him, trying to hurt him, I'm going to say that at that field, at that moment, at that time, during that inning, and etc. I don't give a fuck what they put up afterward. Because at that point, they're just making a point. They're trying to brag. You got people all over the place right now who are running around making comments and whatever, and you don't know really what they're talking about. But it doesn't change their intent. I can't adjust what I believe to be intent. If my pitcher comes to me and says, "Yo, this is some bullshit," then I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask that question, like legit. Like, hey,
is it
time?
What
you trying to do? What are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna ask my pitcher himself, what are you trying to do? If you want us to open it up, we open it up. Most pitchers that I've played with, and I've played with some pretty good pitchers, most of them are like, nah, I got that. My man Shad, I always bring this up because it's my guy, right? My man Shad, I remember I don't know how many times There was a team that we played, and they fired middle on him like 3 or 4 times in a row. And like our team, we were like, yo, I mean, you say the word, we'll let this shit fly. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I got that.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Like, nah, I got that.
Shaw was calm. I know it. I wasn't there, and I could tell you, he's calm.
Sent him
cool,
one back in the same vein, right? And problem solved. Do I believe in pitcher-on-pitcher crime? Hell yeah, I do. Do I believe that every time a pitcher gets hit at, it should turn into a firestorm of everybody, trying to fire on everybody? Absolutely not. That's retarded. It's ridiculous. No. Again, if you like you use the line about if they switch their feet, right? So as a hitter, you switch your feet and you go right field, nobody has a problem. You switch your feet and go middle, now everybody's mad. That's bullshit. And I don't like that idea. And I know what you're saying. I know the context. That's not the whole story. I know the context you're saying, but that's kind of to the point. It's difficult to say. In your case, I can't speak on that dude there that day because I wasn't there, right? But what I am saying is the generality that we then brought in this conversation was about in general. It wasn't about that particular situation. If I feel like the guy's pissed off and he's firing at my pitcher, I'm gonna hope either the pitcher asks him what his fucking problem is, or one of us on the squad is gonna ask him what his fucking problem is. We're gonna ferret out what the issue is right there. If he's on some fuck y'all, I don't give a shit, then we know what it is. If he's like, hey, my bad, I'm just doing what I'm doing.
Well, that's different.
That's what I'm saying. It's like by going middle, you aren't in and of yourself trying to hurt anybody. You're not in and of itself trying to injure the pitcher. You're not in and of itself trying to start a middle war. But it's about how you carry it, how you handle it. You handle it like, hey, I'm not saying you got to apologize. I know there's a bunch of people in that thread earlier that I've heard these motherfuckers. I don't apologize when I go middle. Fuck them. I've heard them. Now, all of a sudden in the chat, in that post, they're like, oh, well, I don't know. Now, what I will say is X has always been hilarious because X will straight up say, I don't give a fuck. I'll go middle. I'm not apologizing. Fuck it. And I'm not mad at that, dude. Like,
he's consistent. He's absolutely consistent.
For what it's worth, though, I'm sure that the guy you guys were playing were playing was probably pissed off. He's probably in his feelings. Y'all were whacking that ass up, and he wanted to figure, I'm gonna go middle or whatever. I'm gonna say, even though it may seem a little bit like I'm contradicting something, that was some pussy shit to do it and then dip, right? Do it and then run back to the dugout or run back to wherever you're going and throw it up on Instagram. That's some hoe shit. But at the same time, that's why we play the game on the field. And if there's a problem, we all have mouths. We don't have to be, we don't have to be quiet about it. But if we do, which I respect, people just kind of like, fuck it, let it go. You can't then hold them against it, hold it against them after the fact.
JJ, no. I and it's just me. This is only me. I 100% believe he was doing it to have the desired effect that he got. It wasn't frustration, just hitting his heart. No.
He's just trying to be a dick.
He was mad. I believe, yes. I believe he was mad. Yeah. I believe he was trying to send a message as if, all right, we're going to get our ass beat, but I'm going to send your pitcher home with a big ass welt, which is fine. That's part of the game, but you don't know you're going to make a welt. You don't know that where it's going to hit. Well, yeah, all right, he should get his glove on it. Yes, he should be ready for it. I get all of those arguments, but this is a completely different conversation if the ball is 3 inches to his left and catches him dead in his heart.
Let me ask you this. If he catches that ball, do you have the same conversation right now?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, I do. Okay. Without hesitation. Because I still believe in the intent.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Just because he caught it doesn't change that you were trying to take his fucking head off. Doesn't change it. It makes you madder because you didn't get the job done. So you're probably chirping as you go back to the dugout.
Yeah, it makes you look goofy. You're all talking about what you going to do, what you going to do.
There's such a small margin of error here. Like I said, God forbid it catches him in a place where he passes out, or we got to get him on an ambulance, or God forbid he passes. It's a completely different conversation. And I bet you half of the people that said one thing in that chat would be like, oh, that's bullshit. And you got to keep the same energy. All right. Because somebody actually got hurt, you can't change. And that's what I'm trying to preach right now. I get what everybody's saying.
I just don't.
Maybe I'm thinking too far ahead.
Not even too far ahead. Nah, it's not even too far ahead. But what you just said yourself right there is kind of the difficulty about it, because you are now basically saying that because they hit middle or because the pitcher didn't make the play, that it automatically makes it malicious. And yeah, I know that's it, and that's the tough part, right? Because you're talking about one instance while applying it fairly broadly. And you're basically saying, so if that ball's X distance that way or X faster, or he doesn't get his glove out Y amount of speed faster, then he gets hit in the arm or in the shoulder, or in the chest, et cetera. But could that not be the case in anything? Like, I mean, in any ball hit on the field, you're in the same boat.
because we've seen shortstops get totally jacked up. We've seen
I've
third base.
taken balls in the
He's
face
an ump.
before.
Poor Don Springer got hit for the second straight time he's umped at Legacy. He's 2 for 2 now. And that wasn't even during the game. It was before the game, and Aaron Throw got him.
Right.
So, I mean, look, and I just say that, Don, God, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. You're never umping at Legacy again, as far as I'm concerned. You're cursed there. That's not my call. My point being, yeah, anything can happen. I get it.
It's a higher percentage of chance of danger when you're talking about a pitcher simply because of the distance there. And we have to be, I just feel like we have to use a scalpel in describing that. We can't all of a sudden turn it into going middle, which is how that because even when you think about it,
I agree with you. I did correct.
That's what ends up happening is people then generalize it as middle. Going middle means the nets, and no, it means the dudes who are a dick face and trying to hurt pitchers should be handled accordingly, and the rest of the folks who are using the field like they should are usually going to be like, hey, my bad pitch, or not even if you're like, I'm sorry, you're still just gonna kind of go, hey, you good, something to, a hat tip or something like that. I think it's really, really difficult to see, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. And that's why I say I don't get how we have these rules. Like, so now we can't hit middle. Now we can't hit middle. I'm good enough to hit the ball wherever the fuck I want, which also means that middle is one of those places that I may need to go.
Yeah, and we can take this 17 different ways, like the what ifs. Like Don brought up a first good one. All right, they're in a 4-man. Well, no shit. The pitcher is closer than anybody else, so he's gonna have a tough time fielding a shot, and that's the open space.
Even if
that's a legitimate argument. It's a legitimate argument.
Even if there's a 5-man, pitcher jumps one way, that hole's still there. And let's say the pitcher doesn't jump. My job still hit the ball where it's supposed to be. And I guess that's the problem is, as a hitter, I don't know that, and maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a ratchet.
Hold on.
Sorry,
I gotta answer this. Then hit anywhere else if you're that good. Yeah, where's the pitch coming from?
I'm saying
one thing I didn't bring up. Now that we're getting into this, one thing I didn't bring up is listen. You go with the pitch if you're that good, all right. And there's a lot of pitchers that do not understand, which I can't for the life of me understand. You have a lot of control over whether you get a ball hit back at you or not. All right. I know a lot of people are like, well, if you know it's coming, you should be able to field it. Really? Come out. If you said that, come on out to victory. I'll get a couple senior bats. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to have you live that one.
I ain't going that far.
You ain't fielding that one, dog. But my point being, as a pitcher, you should be good enough to at least have somewhat control over where your ball's being pitched to take away some of the options these guys have of hitting it back at you. If I curl one and it's going outside, I got to be honest with you. I'm moving a little faster to back the hell up because I know the possibility of it coming back at me is going up exponentially because I didn't throw the pitch where I wanted. But if you're good, you get it on guys' hands, it's less of a chance to come back at you.
The example you use is perfect also because I'm glad you said where the ball goes. So you have a lot of these pitchers who are right-handed. I'm a right-handed hitter, for example. Every tournament, I get 1 or 2 balls inside. The rest of the day, I don't get another ball inside. And every single one of those balls is tailing where? Outside. As a hitter, as somebody who's been hitting for 35 years, baseball and softball, you're taught the outside ball goes where?
Middle.
Back at the pitcher. Send it back
at the pitcher.
That's what you're taught your whole life.
Yeah.
And now it's my job as a hitter in the span of a literal second to determine, hey, I should protect that pitcher and not go there. I should go the other way. I'll give you another example in that because I did it the other day in that tournament at Pioneer. I had a guy who was pitching and he was pretty much only putting curveballs on the outside. Yes, right side, middle, right side. Outside ball on the corners, you go middle or out. Middle out is all I've ever heard in my whole life. And I hope everyone's not wrong. Nonetheless, he was throwing me that ball. Every ball I got, all 5 pitches that I saw we're outside, we're curling outside, curling outside, curving outside, curving outside. I did not want to go back middle. He was a little older dude. I was trying to be a good person for once in my miserable life.
Here we go.
I then tried to, see, outside ball is push, outside ball is push.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but that's my
No.
point. So
What about
that
late
ball
breaker?
on the
You
other?
don't have time to push
you
it
don't
to
have
the
time
right
to push
side.
it.
It's going back up the goddamn middle.
Also, if the ball starts in on your hands and then breaks outside as a curveball,
And that's what I'm saying. A late breaker off your hands into the middle of the plate.
right?
You ain't got time to push it out to the right
Sitting
side.
there, if the ball's sitting there outside, yes, you do. In some cases, ball sitting outside, sure, you can go right side. But
Yes.
again, ball starts in on your hands or starts in or middle in on the plate, and then starts to curve out towards the outside corners or outside low. You're going back to the pitcher, or if you're
Right.
not, you should
Right.
be. But again, when I don't do that right, all of a sudden I'm a pop out to right field, or I'm a slow rollover ground ball to the shortstop. So which one am I here for? Am I here to protect the other pitcher, or am I here to get on base?
No, I hear you.
And that's where I do sympathize with pitchers because I know enough pitchers that are the homies. I do sympathize with pitchers because I'm a player and I took a time to try to learn how to pitch so I can understand and improve myself, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still I'm gonna use a red top comment. It's still a big yellow ball thrown underhand, And,
Look,
and at the end of the day, that's as long as the intent isn't there, to me, as long as the intent to hurt, injure isn't there, and you're just hitting the ball, you're doing your job. I don't see how that's a problem.
Well, let me
Otherwise,
admit-
and again, I know it sounds fucked up, but if
No, I
that's
hear
the
you.
problem, don't play, because
let
that's
me-
crazy.
Well, let me admit something, because there's a couple possibilities here. And I will say, I didn't start that thread to drum up a bunch of it. Actually opened my eyes to a couple of things. I was glad I did it to give me
Right
some
on.
perspective before coming into this.
Right on.
I will say that it is absolutely 100% possible I was in my feelings because I'm a pitcher, and I've been kind of backing up, for lack of a better term, this guy all day.
Right.
So I've been there all weekend, kind of being his hype man, for lack of a better term, and trying to give him whatever insight I see into batters and what he's doing and pitches, and because I know that's pretty much what I'm there for the weekend. So absolutely possible I'm a little more fired up than normal about it.
Yes.
That I got into
Yes.
it and my feelings a little too much. I'll admit
Yeah.
that, absolutely. And I am always, if you've watched this show for more than 10 minutes, I'm a pitcher and I side pitcher, and I'm always leaning pitcher. I think the only one I go against some pitchers is the net thing. I hate it.
That's crap. Yeah.
But I think that's
that
the
is
only
crap.
thing. That's the only thing pro pitcher that I think I go against. I'm pushing for you, Trip, to go to 12 feet to get us an extra 2. I'm all about the mat. I'm pro pitcher, whatever that is. I don't know for left, right, center, north, south. I don't know what that is, but I'm pro pitcher. This ad was paid for by friends of pitchers. I've always been that way. So absolutely, I could. Let me disclaimer it by saying, yeah, I could totally be overreacting a little bit to this. And I said, I think I know what his intent was, because the way he looked back at the catcher and the umpire before he did it.
Yeah.
Keep
See,
in
that
mind,
one's, that's different.
The
Yeah,
first
that's
two, he fouled 2 off, pulled down the line. So he's jumping the ball. He's aggravated. Yes, he's mad. He
Okay.
pulled 2 down the third baseline. Not super hard. If they were hit fair, third baseman had to play. I'll put it to you that way.
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, shooting middle. And you look back at the ump and the catcher, nothing was said, but it was a wink, wink, nod, nod situation, I think. So that's why, just to give you background, that's why I think I was confident in knowing what the intent was. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong.
Somebody said earlier in the chat, and I can't pull it up quick enough. They said earlier, if you get 2 strikes on you, you have 2 foul balls on you, I'm going back middle. They're going in the middle, and they're going in that area. For what it's worth, that's what I always see. And I mean this not negatively. I mean, a lot of these guys, especially when you have one to waste, even if you don't, a lot of the time they'll pull one, then the next ball is pretty much going up the middle. I don't, like I said, and I'm glad you prefaced it a little bit in saying, yeah, there's some other things going up, I don't think I don't agree with the idea that people keep throwing up, that good players can control their bats. Yeah, sure you can.
To an
But it
extent.
doesn't. But I guess that's what makes it farcical to even use that as a disclaimer here.
Yeah,
What
nobody's
the reason-
100%
because
control.
if that's the case, nobody ever gets out. Nobody ever pops up. Nobody rolls over. Nobody hits a ball down into the ground to the first baseman. No one pops up to the catcher. That's bullshit. Like, the fact is, you can be the greatest fucking hitter alive and knock the dog shit out of a pitcher. Accidentally, ball gets away, whatever. You're trying to do what you're doing. You're trying to go, even if you're just, the example used a few minutes ago, 2 or 3 feet off, off either angle, either side of the pitcher. You realize we're talking about inches, feet. We're a foot is really like that much of a difference, and we're pretending that every ball that's hit at a pitcher is to hurt somebody. That's retarded to me. That like,
let me throw a
nobody's gonna be able
hypothetical.
to and I'm usually pretty easy. I can be convinced of a lot of things. You cannot convince me that a ball hit back up the middle is malicious. You can convince me that it's intentional, but there's a big difference between intentional and malicious. I've said, and I started this conversation with, I'm hitting middle. Anybody who's in here is a pitcher, throw that ball out there. I will hit middle. I will go right that way. I am not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to injure you. I don't want you to be out of the play. I don't want you to not be able to go to work. My job is to get on. That's it. At that point, after that, if I hit middle and it skips by you, or even if it hits, I've hit enough people in my lifetime. If it hits them, I'm not going to be like, yeah, fuck you, pal. I'm like, hey, my bad. I fucked that up. I wasn't trying to hurt you. Wasn't trying to hit you. Something to that effect to say, you know what, dude? I'm just trying to get on base. That's all I'm trying to do. That is my intent. And that's why I said there's a big difference between intentional and malicious. You can be
let me
intentional.
throw a monkey wrench in.
Come on.
Let me throw a monkey wrench in. I don't know, maybe a month or two ago. Somebody got hit at conference, and there was almost a brawl. Bench clear.
Yeah.
Pitcher got hit.
Yeah.
So stop with this full control of the bat. Stop with
it's bullshit. That's nonsense.
Those are the top level guys.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if there was history why they came. I'm sure there was, because I doubt they'd all come out of the bench, with one shot. But again, my point being, just don't hit me with this full control. You should be good enough for this, that, or the other. The highest level guys pop pitchers all the time. I watched Major Plus this weekend. It's part of the game. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
But there's a
all right. Like I said,
difference. Definitely,
this might be a personal thing. I tried to, like I said, this is me and me alone. Nobody wanted this brought up. Nobody made it a point to say, well, you need it. Nobody did that. This was me and me alone watching it happen and then thinking what I thought. And then a bunch of people put in their input earlier today, and I went, oh. And
I thought it was a great combo.
Try to kind of sit back and look at everybody's, and there was some good stuff that happened in there. Some of the younger cats really don't understand the compression, and the PSI and the senior bats. So that's a factor.
In the chat, I agree. Straight up. If they're a good hitter and they can control their bat, yes, it was intentional. I agree. Shitty players hit middle almost accidentally. I agree.
Yeah, AAA, you got to have a little more. You got to have a thicker skin.
And again, that's why I say the difference. There is a big difference between malicious intent and simply intent. Yes, my intent is to hit the ball back up the middle. And anybody who's a hitter and practices, you practice hitting the ball up the middle. Why do you do that? You don't do that, I need to hit pitchers. You do it because there are plenty of situations in which going middle or going back up the middle is the place to go. 5-man's in the wrong spot. They play you to pull. They do that to me all the time. I get these dudes, they go out, they all of a sudden have the shortstop sitting on the third baseman's hip, and the pitcher is basically jumping into that hole or not. I'm going middle because that's where I should be going. I don't, like I said, it's intentional. Yeah, hell yeah, it's intentional. But I'm not doing it to hurt the guy. I'm not doing it with malice. I'm not doing it because I'm pissed off because my team's getting thumped. So I'm gonna go hit the pitcher and run back to the dugout and post it on Instagram. That's corny, bro. That's all bad.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But anyway,
I love the convo. I love the convo because it's one of those. It's almost one of those chicken before the egg type of conversations. That
there's no simple answer.
Everyone's wrong and everyone's right. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's wrong and everyone's right. And again, we practice it like every other day when we go hit BP. There are at least 3 rounds that the goal of that round is to hit middle, to hit the machine, to hit directly in the middle, to hit directly through the hole.
Right.
because that's hitting. And again, to the point you also kind of brought up there was, the good hitters. Well, good hitters practice hitting the ball everywhere.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
The other thing is someone else said, and I remember seeing this in a video from someone, I can't remember who was on it, but a hugely popular softball player. And he said something that I agree with, which is, as a hitter, you go up there with the mindset of where you want to put the ball. You know what you want to do. As soon as you get in the box, you know where you want to put the ball. That's your job, to put the ball there. Doesn't matter what the team does.
Right,
the pitcher's not gonna go, here's the ball you want to hit where you want to hit it. The pitcher's job is to put the ball in a place in which you won't hit it where you want to. And now I'm supposed to protect him also while trying to, come on, man. No. And I know you're a pitcher. I'm not. I'm a hitter. And I look at it strictly as my job is to get on base. My job is not to protect the umpire, the first baseman, third baseman, the pitcher's wife, the right fielder's cousin. I don't give a fuck about them. My job is to get on base. Because here's the thing. If I go and I'm worried about the pitcher, and let's say I roll over every time, so roll over to short, roll over to third, roll over because I didn't want to go middle, am I going to be on my team the next tournament? Which one matters?
Right. No, I hear that. That's a fair point, man. That's a fair point, especially if you're in a high pressure team where you're expected to produce results all the time. It's a fine line. And then, there was a point that Westcott made a long time ago in chat, and I just wanted to touch on it before we get out of this. A part of this is it's the Wild West as far as testing and what the limits are right now with the senior bats. So that's something that absolutely needs to somehow get figured out. And one of the things I was bringing up tonight, posting about the shaved bats. No, sorry for you bloodthirsty suckers looking for names. I don't have them. I can't prove anybody's shaving bats yet. But what I am working on is we're going to start testing, and I'll have the number soon. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple people that I value their opinion, trying to establish a number because it doesn't exist. Right, so I got to get as much data as I can to establish it. But we are going to start testing senior bats for compression, especially ones that hit pitchers. We're going to start testing them. And I'm going to have a number that if it's below, it's getting sent in to get checked. I'm talking to different bat manufacturers trying to set something up where I have my own code and I could send in any bat to hit a pitcher. We're just going to let Dudley or Mike and Easton tell us whether it's altered or not. And if you alter the bat, well, good night. That's it. If you shaved or altered a senior bat, that's it.
I think that's good. I think that's good. I know we always have this conversation, and you and I kind of agree in that, everyone talks about safety, but they don't want to give anything up in the eye of safety. Safety.
All right, we're going to up the compression of the bats.
No. What are you talking about, man? Yeah, right. I don't, I won't go as far. I don't believe in that net shit. I think it's weird. That's just.
I don't mind it, but we got to get it squared away how it's going to be used. You can't just throw it out there.
It's weird. No, it's just weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to sound like one of these weird frat boys or some shit. What
about 60s? What about 70s?
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was gonna say. You start getting up in age and you want to throw in a net, cool. 40s?
Yeah, nobody on 40 should be using it. Yeah, I agree there. I agree there.
Even 50s?
40s are lucky to be swinging senior bats. Yeah, but 40s are lucky to be swinging senior bats at this point. If it was up to me, we wouldn't, but then I wouldn't be directing a sanction. I'd be out of here, and somebody who doesn't mind would be in here because that'll kill the sanction if they can't swing them. Companies aren't going to start doing that.
Nah, I think it's weird.
Too much goddamn money.
I scratch, bro. I got a couple over here, but I'm saying I don't understand.
Hey, real quick, it's also easy for me to say when I literally got one hand when I swing. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, there's that. I didn't say that. You said that.
I said that. Yes,
that's not right.
Did.
That's not right, man. But no, I'm saying I do believe that there are some safety changes that can be made. But I'm gonna say, dude, as a pitcher, I've been hit before, and you know what? I was just like, damn, that fucking hurt, and then I went on about my damn business. And number two,
that's how I know you're a rookie pitcher. And number two, I don't say it hurts until I get back to the dugout. If I got a limp, whatever.
Whoa, hold on. You didn't hear me say out loud at the moment. My wife had to look at the bruise later that night. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker kind of hurts, bro. The whole rest of the day, I pitched like another 3 games, bro. Pitched another 3 games. Nobody even knew. They're like, you good? I'm like, oh, I'm fucking fine. I'm strong. Boy, you know what I'm talking about. Got home and I was like, yeah, got home and I was like, yo, this motherfucker hurts, bro. Like, but I didn't, again, the guy that hit me is amazing. He's a hell of a player. And he's one of those players that kind of speaks to why I think that comment earlier about if you got bat control, I think that's bullshit, because this dude has that kind of bat control. And I legitimately threw him the pitch that I just talked about. I threw him that ball. It curved it started off just inside of, just at his hands, basically. Started curving away a little faster, started getting away towards the middle outside of that plate. And he sent it back at my ass. I wasn't mad. I was like, damn. And then I went on about my business and I said to myself, I won't be throwing that ball again and not getting my fucking glove up. You know what I'm saying?
It's
but
a fine line too, by the way,
yeah,
just to kind of get to the end of it. It's a fine line what we're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
So no one get it twisted. Like I'm out here politicking from one way or the other. No, we're having a discussion, man, because it's so much gray area.
You
There's
said next week, right?
Black and white. You know.
You said the Nets are coming out this week, huh?
Oh, why are you trying to set me up like that? Like I ain't got enough people coming at me. You set me up.
I'm just saying, dude. So you said the Nets are coming next week, and you said 40s
wiretap over here too.
40s are only able to use 240 bats. Is that what you said?
You got a key logger. It's taking all my texts and feed them to you so you can load them up places.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I don't know. I get griped at for trying to use a U-Trip 240 in senior all the time.
Get out of here.
Like
I was joking around. I was going to get Resmondo.
Nah. Yeah.
I was joking around. I was going to get Resmondo off of Ronnie and just swing that.
Dude, the senior players will get on your ass if you pull out.
I know, right? Like there's something wrong with it.
220 or 240 or something. And then I was like, yo, chill, bro. I just wanted to get a swing. I mean, fuck.
Like, what are you afraid of?
This bat's nice. I wanted to swing it. Like, I mean, shit. It's a trip, dude.
When are guys going to understand that, there's a mental part to this, right? So you get it in your head, you got to have a senior bat, or you got to have a Suncoast, or you got to have a Dudley, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's mental, bro. I just yelled at Mickey Czar about it because he had a good weekend. So now he swears by Louisville. And I went, oh, so that new Louisville swings itself, huh? The first ever self-swinging bat. No!
It ain't the bat.
Your brain.
It ain't the bat. But it's your brain. Players are superstitious. We all laugh about it from Major League and all that shit. But the reality is more people are that way than they like to admit. They want to believe that the bat makes a difference. They want to believe that it's the reason.
I don't have Pedro, but I got Vaughn.
See, there you go. Man.
Bats for bats. It's funny, man.
I agree. I love today's show because we've had so much input. I love when people are, throwing in chat and throwing in input that actually is, carefully thought out. They don't have to agree. And don't get me wrong, guys. I know I say a lot of things that are kind of harsh. I love your opinions. You know what I mean? I don't have to agree with them necessarily, and you don't have to agree with me. And I wouldn't want you to just because I said it. So I think it's dope. Hey, I used to swing a corn dog mid-game, mid-tournament, whatever, all the time. So I'm down. I'm always down with the corn dog. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with the corn dog.
Ain't
nothing wrong with the corn dog. You could be swinging one while you're eating one. It don't matter. It's all good.
Whoa.
What? What's wrong with a corn dog?
Nothing.
No?
No, nothing.
Well, if you got the old school corn dog, DeMarini, and you're eating a corn dog, I'm doubling up. What do you want me to do?
That again might be one of those one-handed swing type of things.
Well, who are you talking to?
That's why I said it. That's why I took it back. That's why I was okay. That's why I was like, okay. I can't do that, but okay.
I mean, it works, but not real well. You know what? It's there.
I feel you. I do agree with the other comment about it's not the bat, it's the work you put in, and not even just the work you put in, it's how you apply it. Because you can beat PT blue in the fucking face week after week after week after week, but if you're practicing badly or practicing bad
habits,
you're gonna fuck up. And number two, if you then get into game and don't apply what you've been working on, you're gonna fail again. And again, like you said, Mark, it's 95% mental if you've been doing the work.
What was that Yogi Berra line? 50% of the game is 90% mental or something like that.
There's something like that.
There was a good Yogi Berra line. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm eviscerating it. Yes. But it was something like 50% of the game is 90% mental or something like that. It was a really good one.
Hey,
and I just eviscerated it.
And Mickey, for what it's worth, bro, one of these days we're gonna have to hit a little bit together. But what I'm gonna tell you is it ain't never the bat, bro. It's never the bat. Because if your technique is right and the work you're doing is correct, and you are applying that work as you should during tournaments, you could do the same thing with a fucking Easton hammer. You know?
Dude, I don't.
Like it doesn't. The bat ain't it. It is always going to be the person using the bat.
Go hit with him, Mick. Go hit with him and work it out.
No lie. Hey, I'm not gonna
You
talk
disagree.
shit. Like
Just go hit
I'm
and
good
see what
with a
happens.
disagree. I'm good with a disagree. But what I'm gonna tell you is that, if we hit, I will kind of demonstrate to you, like I've done for other people who didn't believe it. It's not the bat. At the end of the day, it's always going to be you. And a lot of the time, even in BP, I don't really hit with just a bat. I'll hit with every single bat I have. In a tournament, I'll hit with every single bat. I'll take 4 bats and I'll swing 4 bats in a game, because it is not the bat. It is always going to be me.
And it's the
I
same
fuck
thing
it up,
too.
I hit it, I good.
Like what we're talking about with the middle thing and at pitch, it's all the same thing. It's just what I believe. It's what Los believes. That's what you believe. It's just different. But you definitely owe it to yourself to just go hook up one time, play hit BP, and just hear them out and then see the difference. And whoever said they love me, I don't know if I should let you thank you or are you stalking me? And I'm sorry.
Mike.
I'm a little gun shy today.
Mike Tree's the dude.
So if you do, cool. If not, it is what it is. So a couple things we got to get to. We really got into that. It's always a fucking club's fault, Mike. We're not talking. Golf is a completely different conversation.
I knew you were going to say
always
that
the
too.
Motherfucking club.
I knew it.
Throw them. That's why do you think people throw them all the
Shout
time, trying to knock the shit out of them?
Right.
But we kind of got, we knew that was going to go long. Couple things real quick. For this weekend, the bracket has been out since yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's up at no, you don't always do that because you like the way they look. You take them out on the course like an idiot. Anyway,
yeah, I buy myself all bats by how they look too, so don't trip.
Yeah, utrip.com bracket's been up since yesterday. It is combined. We have 3 40s majors teams, 7, 8 AAA, 150s AAA. So it is possible if the 50s AAA plays the 40 major that we're going to have a double spot. We only had 12 teams total this weekend, so that's what we had to do. The good news is anybody AAA and the 50s AAA Lone Stars, you guys are getting double points. So that goes towards your ranking toward the end of the year, because technically we had to make it a 40s majors bracket because we're not dropping a 40s major team down to AAA. You guys are technically playing up. So you get credit for playing up, and that's where the double points comes in. Prizes for the weekend. I know I told a couple managers, but just to get it officially out there, the winner of the tournament will get $1,000, $1K. But if a AAA team does not win the tournament, the highest finishing AAA team, including the 50s AAA team, will get $500, so you get your money back. So we were able to squeeze a little bit of cash out to make sure to get the secondary prize since we're running the combined. Obviously, we hope to run splits, but hey, man, it's a rough weekend. We got 1 sanction. Spring Worlds were last weekend, 1 are this weekend. I mean, guys said, screw, we ain't playing. We got to make sure our football team drafts the right guys because, they got the red line phone to them. They have to sit home and call in and make sure they get the right pick. So rough weekend, but I'm happy that we got 12. And the cool thing is we're playing at Cactus. I will warn everyone now because I just watched it last weekend at another Cactus Yards. You better work on turning your damn wrists over because the home runs are going to disappear real quick at Cactus. So don't go in there all, hey, we got 4 left. Nah, not really.
Nah.
1 bad swing and you're down to 1 home run, bud. So just listen. Just be prepared to actually play some situational softball this weekend with your bat. Not worry about hitting bombs because you'll hit them by accident. So I'm really curious to see because everybody's, the major team's got to do it too, guys. Because remember, if 40s AAA plays the 40 majors, it's 7 home runs. You meet in the middle. Instead of 6 or 8, it's 7 home runs plus your DHH. So whatever effing ball you want. I'm kidding. No, it's U-Trip stand 44-3, 75 for the Dudley Senior ball I've been yapping about. That one. Or go talk to your aunt and uncle. I think they got a bunch in their closet for you. They've been holding on to like 1970 special Voight balls or something.
Oh man, I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. And you know what's funny? I guarantee that Dave put someone up to it so it wouldn't be his name showing up, which is actually kind of genius because he knows he's got
brilliant.
me.
That's fucking
yeah,
brilliant.
Senior rocks are allowed also.
Oh,
That was if it was
Yeah.
him, it's brilliant. I can't give him that much
That's
fucking credit
brilliant,
though.
bro. If it was,
I don't
yeah,
think it was him,
brilliant.
but it was still funny anyway.
Yeah, man.
Every fucking time, man. And just quick for you, some of you hypocrites out there, I was intending on calling out names and whatnot, and a couple people I trust got to me and spoke some wisdom to me about the greater effects and other people I got to think about. At the end of the day, a team was nice enough to invite me out to their thing. I'm not on the team. I was just hanging out for the weekend, and it wouldn't be right of me to betray that by maybe calling something out that maybe they don't want out, and I don't even know. I didn't ask. This is my opinion, so I'm trying to play it safe. So if you got a problem with that, I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm really not fucking sorry, because I know the people that have a problem with it, and you fuckers don't matter. So moving on, an actual announcement. As Marlos rolls away. Oh no, he's getting his U-Trip bat. Okay. Put it down, because now Mickey's going to get excited.
I know.
Put it
and here's why.
down.
Here's the other reason why.
Here we go. Here we go.
I love Mickey, but yeah. When I was seeing it, yes. When I was seeing him looking for one, I laughed because man, it's so
look.
bad.
He's convinced
so
that is bad. He's convinced it's as bad. He had a really really good weekend in Vegas, and I watched a couple games. He's hitting well. Yeah. He's absolutely. But again, I watched you hit Mick, and I'm telling you, it's not the fucking bat. No, but whatever.
The bat,
moving on, we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
We have I extended an offer for one of the Challenge Cup coaches, and it's been accepted.
Yes, sir.
And I apologize to this person. It took us an hour to get to it, but man, those middle ats, they get a little heated, my friend. But in my decision for this, the 50s Major Challenge Cup coach, I looked at who's playing U-Trip this year, who's had our backs from day one. And it was a pretty easy choice. I don't think it's really up for debate based on performance. And Richie Sierra from Amigos has been gracious enough to accept the position of the 50s Majors Challenge Cup coach. And we'll be working closely together to send the best possible team of 50s Majors out to Florida in February, end of February. I think it's February 23rd to 26th this year for us seniors. You kids are in January, but we're at the end of February. So I'm really excited. I think Richie's done a phenomenal job with Amigos this year. Like second last weekend, they've been winning our tournament. They've been putting whoopings on 40 major teams at different times.
I'm a fan.
It's a phenomenal team, phenomenal players. So I'm looking forward to Richie putting that together. Obviously, he's going to be a little handcuffed. He can't take the entire Amigos team. He knows that, and I told him anyway. There'll be limits on the amount of players, but we're going to work together and make sure that everybody deserving gets a look. That is one of the things I'm trying to do this year as a director is myself and Ronnie Salcida are going to kind of double check rosters, a little bit of oversight, just say, hey, did you look at this guy? Did you look at that guy? Just to make sure everybody gets a look that deserves a look. And please, in 3 months, when it starts, remember that I said that. That deserves a look. Remember I said that. Write that down. We'll keep the tape. It'll be on YouTube. I can come back to it. I have a feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot over the next 4 or 5 months. My personal opinion. Was that like... We got like 80 cents going on here. We're getting on like...
Right. I was going to say, I'm not going to lie. I was really about to... Get a little groove man, almost made me turn on the machine. And
I was like, what do we does it sound like Prince there? Like, what do we had an 80s feel to it.
Right.
I thought we were playing Name That Tune. Look, if we're gonna go like Name That Tune, like, bro, I can whip it up and turn the amp on. And...
See, here we go.
And
Here we go. Then you're gonna get somebody in the chat complaining. I don't know who, but they'll be like, "Oh my
trust
God,
me, they're already."
Is this about softball? And
they missed the first hour. Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll wrap up with my funny story from the weekend.
Get it.
So the names have been. In fact, I'm not even giving any names. To protect the innocent. I mean, you kind of know who I was there with, but you don't know who I was there with. So hopefully this will, I'll keep this to where nobody knows who I'm talking about. People involved will know and hopefully get a kicker. So Saturday, we went out Saturday, and Saturday night we went out. And we ended up at MGM for about 3-4 hours. And everybody was having a good time. And then we were kind of leaving MGM, and we had a certain person kind of leading us around. I will say that they have a boxing ring in the front there with a lion in it. And they have security around it. We were trying to find the right hole in security so somebody could jump in there to take the picture, because it clearly has the things up that say "Do not go in the ring, do not touch the lion." Yeah, we weren't really listening to that. Cool. I will say that a guy who will get this I'll say who is still my friend, and he'll understand that you kind of punked out and only went to the ropes when you claimed you were going to touch the lion. I just want to leave that out there, maybe for next trip. But anyway, the ringleader of our group said, "All right, we're going to take a vote. Who wants to go back to the hotel?" I raised my hand. I was the only one to raise my hand. The next question was, who wants to go to the strip joint? Everyone else in the group raised their hand. So we proceeded to get a limo, and the name of the driver of the limo was Fester. That has not been changed. That was his name.
Fester.
Okay? Fester.
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 He was bald.
Fester. Who's bald?
He wasn't like flowery white, but he was bald, and his name was Fester.
Okay.
And you got to be a senior to understand that joke. So we get the limo to a gentleman's establishment somewhere in Las Vegas. I'm not going to say the name. That might give away who was there. We're just going to leave it vague.
Okay.
We get out, and there's somewhat of a line. 2 front doors. One door's open with the line in, and the other door's closed. Okay, so we have one open door and one closed, 4 or 5 people in a line. We're all getting out. And one of our group, who definitely been drinking that night, "I'll take care of this. I'll get us in." Zoom, right in the door, in front of all these people that were in line. So we're waiting outside. I said to the ringleader, "Should we put a clock on him where we say when this much time has elapsed, we should go get him?" And we laughed. It's 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever. I did not notice that his wife also went into the establishment, and I didn't catch that.
Oh, okay. So
I said, "All right, I'm going to have a cigarette. If he's not back out by the time I'm done this, let's go get him, because I feel like it's going to go bad." I'm kind of smoking and figuring out how I'm going to spend the least amount of money in this place without offending any of the dancers. Suddenly the door, I see these 2 women come rolling through the door. And one's got one in a headlock. And to myself, I think, and Marlos will appreciate this, like, wow, that's a hell of a headlock takedown. I bet oh, crap, it's so-and-so's wife.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
So the people that went in, his wife, Rowan, had a girl in a headlock. And it was tight. It was tight. They rolled and she held on.
Chin?
Right under the chin. Under the chin.
Shout out.
It was impressive. Like I said, my first thought was like how impressive the MMA, the UFC type headlock was, to where reality snapped like, oh shit, we know who that is. Yeah, I know that person who's holding the other girl in the head. Anyway, we break it up for the most part. But now the guy who went in comes out screaming because it's his wife. But we've already got him separated, the 2 ladies. And it's me and someone else in the group kind of trying to block him because we can tell he's seeing red. And I think anybody can appreciate someone seeing red, this is going to hurt if I try to stop this person, but I have to do it. So he goes to get around both of us and knocks the other person that's with me down on the ground. So I say to myself, shit, I'm not stopping this dude. I physically am not going to be able to do it. He's bigger than me. He's younger than me. And he's definitely stronger than me. It's not happening. So back to why my voice is jacked up. All I can think in my head is if I scream loud enough, maybe I can snap him out of it. Like he's in a psychotic trance. And he's screaming his name. And you will awaken feeling refreshed. Some fucking trick, mind-bending trick. Anyway, well, that didn't work. So I did try to get him around the waist, and he literally just tossed me aside like he was fighting a midget. Now, I went down and I rolled, and I kind of scraped up my hand a little bit. I don't know if you could see it, but I did like a Matrix thing where I kind of rolled on my shoulders and kind of rolled back on my feet, because in my head, I'm just going, I was afraid that he might strike a female security guard. Like, I just had a feeling he was going to hit somebody, and I had to be there.
Yeah, problem.
So kind of rolled the shoulders, got back up, and what do I do? And I didn't try to grab, I just start screaming again. So it turns out he got up to the girl and was screaming in her face, but did nothing beyond that. Okay, whatever. We finally get this broken up. He's so drunk, he's hugging security, thanking them. They're laughing, but still on guard. He insists that he has to thank every security guard that works there. We're like, no, we need to go now. And he wants to know why we can't go in. So I walk up to the security guard and say, can you assist me? We are not allowed in, right? And he goes, no. And I went, all right, great. And he was trying to do the thing from Friday, by the way. I did go back and ask him. So I was very appreciative of that.
Mm-hmm.
You want some of this, old man?
Nope.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Fester's still in the parking lot. He had witnessed the whole entire event. It took maybe 5 minutes since he dropped us off, so he waited. So we're trying to round everybody up, and I say, all right, how much to go back? We're going across this, because we were staying across from the MGM, so it was the same distance, you know? So I said, all right, how much to take us back? And he was like, $60. I go, great, because that's what it was coming over.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting a limo. I decide we're kind of rooting around. I go, I'll take care of it, because somebody got the ride coming over. So I was like, I got it. I did really well in the craps table Friday night. So I got it. So I had a $100 bill. So I give Fester a $100 bill. And he hands me back 20. And I'm just holding out my hand. He's like, no, it's 80. All right. So now East Coast me's coming out. I got a couple vodka Red Bulls in me. I was like, no, bro, it's $60. We just agreed to $60. He's like, no, it's 80. I go, so is it going to be 100 by the time I get in the fucking limo? Like, what are we doing here?
Right?
Do you have any fucking morals or what? You say fucking 60, I'm giving you $60.
Yes, sir.
And it's East Coast Italian hands. I'm getting really aggravated. Like, no, it's and somebody in the limo is like, just come on, I'll give it to you back. I go, no, it's a fucking principle of the thing now.
Damn. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, you said 60, it's 60. If you had said 80, I would have gave you 80.
Yes.
And you could have been honest, because I know you're getting a kickback from taking us to this particular club.
Yeah.
So I would have gave you the kickback too.
Yeah.
Because I saw what happened. We cost you, 8 or 10 covers that you would have got to cut. I get it. I would have, but you weren't honest, Fester.
Yeah, bro.
With your bald head.
Fuck y'all over, bro.
You weren't honest. And I went all East Coast. I'm like, no, you don't pull that. I don't know where the fuck you think I'm from. Blah, 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 F that. Yeah, by the way, parental advisory on this episode.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was effing this and that and bullshit. And, who do you think you are? And East Coasted it all up and down. Finally, they just very gently grabbed my shoulders. All right, get in the fucking. Yeah, all right. But fuck him. I want my. And then he drives back to the MGM when I clearly stated that I wanted to go across the street. Gets out, talks to a couple of the doormen. I'm like, whoa. Then takes us across the street and has to do like a turnaround and all. I paid an extra $20 for nothing.
Yeah, he's trying to get that extra money, bro.
But again, I went all East Coast. First time ever that I got to the front of a strip joint and didn't go in. So again, it's a moral conundrum in that. Well, did I really go in? Did I really go to a strip joint if I didn't go in? Like, can I say that to my wife and be totally confident in my answer?
Yeah,
I think so.
I
didn't go in.
The attraction is inside. The attraction is not the parking lot.
Now, there's a rumor there's a picture of me in the parking lot. I'm like, that's fine. That proves nothing.
Parking lot's a parking lot.
Proves nothing.
Jails have parking lots, but does that mean you went to jail?
No.
Okay. So
no. We got out scot-free. The best part was there was 2 guys with these 2 girls. And they said, they didn't even come get their girls. They let us take their girls to the car to separate them from the person's wife. Because we knew they were losing. So we were trying to be the gentleman, like we're saving your life. I come to find out, inside the club, the gentleman was trying to get a manager. I don't know if he was trying to get his VIP or whatever he was trying to do, but he was being ignored. And I guess the wife got annoyed about it. Said, well, what the fuck? You going to serve? And this girl had something to say inside. And little did she know that dude's wife was not about that. There was going to be no talking. So apparently...
Hands. I love it.
Apparently she did the head out, this thing, and she gripped her up and got it right onto the chin.
I love it.
And they come rolling out the door. I got to say, I was impressed.
I love it. I don't like
So we
all that
did
talking.
finally go back to the hotel. But we were up for another 3 hours because people were fighting, and I was playing marriage counselor, and it was everything you could hope for, and a senior trip to Florida.
That ain't
to Disney World.
Man, that ain't a Vegas trip for me, bro. Man, like that just sounds so stressful. Like, fuck, I would have stayed home. Like,
Dude, I went
not
and I had a
home,
ball.
like home at home. I mean, like, you
No,
know, like, you
I had a
don't go
ball.
to Vegas. Yeah, man, I don't know, man.
I had a
ain't
ball.
fighting shit. I ain't fighting nobody. I ain't going to no strip clubs.
Oh no.
Fuck all
I'm
that.
just trying to hold people back. I wasn't
See,
trying
hey,
to throw.
no,
I
see,
only
that's
got
why
one
I ain't
hand.
shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's why I ain't shit. I'm not getting in the middle of nobody's fight. Fuck that. Because I'm gonna tell you, I get hit, I'm fucking you up. You homie or not. You hit me, I'm fucking you up. The other person hit me, I'm fucking them up. So I just stay out. I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm not gonna yell like you, but I'm gonna tell them, hey, I gotta chill, bro.
You got this space
And
right
that's
here.
it.
You cross this
And that's
line.
it. No, no, I'm gonna move. Hey, I'm gonna move.
Oh, all right.
What I'm not gonna do is get in the middle of nobody's fight because I'm not the one. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to get hit. I don't like people touching me as it is. I'm not getting in the middle
I
of your
Patrice
fight.
O'Neal.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not getting in the middle of your fight. As a kid, I remember one time I tried to stop the homie from getting in a fight and got hit. Never again. I don't stop people from fighting. If you stupid enough to want to fight, go ahead and fight. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Number two, the other problem with fights, you get in the middle of a fight, somebody pulls out the banger, you're in the middle of it. Nope.
Yeah.
Somebody
that's
pulls
fair.
out a knife. Nope. I'm over here on
See-
the other
see,
side
I
so
didn't-
I can move. Nope.
I didn't grow up out here, so I never had
Yeah.
to deal with the idea that somebody was carrying.
Oh
never-
man,
but out
everybody
here,
got a gun. I look at
everybody got
everybody. I look at everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody I see. To me, every motherfucker I see has a gun until I realize that they don't. And even then, I think they do. So, nah, man. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not clowning because your situation, the circumstances. The best place you want to fight, apparently, unless you watch the first 48.
I just hope I hope I protected everybody that was involved. There were some threats and pictures being released if people were exposed. So I'm hoping that people not for me. I know what pictures were taken.
No, I
but
know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I just want to keep everybody out of the spotlight. You know what happens in Vegas. Kind of. We had a good time, and
that ain't good, man.
I can tell the story without only having to tell Fester's name. That way, look, because if you go to Vegas and you go to get a limo now, and you see a big dude with a bald head, you know now.
See, y'all
ask
were
him
on
his
some,
name.
Wait a minute, y'all were on some ball
Ask him his
shit
name.
talking about a limo, bro. Look,
It was only $60.
Hey, I don't give a shit. When I go to Vegas, I'm not getting no fucking limo. I remember one time we went to LA and got a lift, and I was like, can we just walk? I mean, nah, man, because them limos in Vegas. Look, I went to Vegas. I want to say probably around, man, it's probably been like 20 years. And got a limo from the airport. Nah, never again. I was the biggest waste of fucking $60 or $100. I think it was like $100. Like the biggest waste of my motherfucking money, bro.
Well, we had a big party there, so there was no way we were getting where we were going. That was all.
I respect it. No, don't get me wrong. I respect it. I was simply saying you gentlemen are above me because I would never, not ever, ever get a limo in Vegas. Number one, because I'm cheap. And number two, because fuck that. And number three, because of what you just described, these motherfuckers is shady as hell in Vegas. The fuck? Bro, that you could be on the strip trying to get a drink and they gonna be like, the sign says 30, but it's gonna be 40. The fuck?
But that tells you why I even got in a limo, because I could have literally, if I really wanted to go back to the hotel, could have walked across the street and said, hey, all right, I'll see you later.
That's real.
But I got in there, I went along like, I was outvoted, but all right, I'll get in a limo. There's 8, 10 of us, whatever. It was such a good night, and people were so generous all weekend. Like, seriously, I got stuff paid for and meals. Like, we went to Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill. Like, that was cool. I was arguing with my guy who's still my friend. I don't know if he's watching.
Man.
But we were like, do we get the filet? Do we get the $70 filet? And I was like, no. I ended up getting like a $25 burger. I couldn't do it. I was trying to be high roller, and my brain was like, no. That's
me everywhere, dude. That's me everywhere. My wife griefs the shit.
Of course, you're rolling
exactly
in a Prius, but how many people you fitting in there? 5?
Hey,
4 comfortably?
It's about where you're going, not how you get there.
It's the crew, though. Like with our crew, we would have to have 3 taxis. There's no way somebody was sober enough to organize those, like 4 people in each taxi, 3 of them.
Hella
Like,
deep. Yeah.
This was, I know it was a little expensive in bar, but this was more necessity, so we didn't lose anybody. Because like
I'm not
this
hating,
taxi
no
would have
hate.
went to this strip joint, this one would have went to this other one. Like it would have been a catastrophe.
Yeah, there will
this
never
point-
be any hate from me for baller shit like that. I respect it.
And I'll never do that again. I'm you. If I'm in Vegas by myself, I'm walking,
Yeah.
or I'm not going.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm so not him. I'm not them. I'm not that.
No.
None of
It
that.
was
Nope.
fun to pretend for a night. It was.
I ain't mad. I love
pretended
it,
I was a-
bro. I love it. I love
Look,
it.
I had a whole. You asked jerk off. I didn't. I offered to help you out, and you asked the lady just because she's got a problem with these other people that were there. No. Anyway, listen. I got to fake being a 40s major player for a weekend, and I got to fake being a baller Saturday night. It's a win-win.
Hey, run it up, dude. Run it up.
And then I
That's all
drove
that
home with
matters.
good tunes, the whole ride home.
That's all
So
that
it
matters,
is.
bro.
All right. So
Yeah, let's
that's
get out
enough.
of
We
here,
had
bro.
cheese,
Yeah,
man.
get
Hour
out
and a
of
half.
here,
So the lesson for today, kids, is to be the man, you got to beat the man. And today, I'm the man. Woo! Peace out.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.